So Papoose pet is working again. Grand final time is coming now. Map order has not changed. Mini XXL is the map we are going to start with. Then we have Air France. Then the Sparrows Cup map. Then LES. And the last map, which will be a Clown Fiesta. I can just tell that now. It will be the Zerator Cup map. I'm joined in by none other than Eirik. So let's just do the introduction again. Welcome in, man.
The third time is the charm. Let's hope that this will actually be the ones we start. But yeah, a grand final that is potential for a match of the year here. Players that we all know, and also some up-and-coming players like Dofold and Glass. That it's fun to see some new names along with the veterans like Spam, Carl Jr., etc., etc. So a good final here. What are your expectations?
So my expectations are that Dofold and Glass will have a hard time. But I think they can compete, but they are in the underdog role. They have nothing to lose with that, but on the other hand, they will have a hard time because it is Bran and his teammate Papu who played outstandingly in the first semi-final, beating Pack, Scrappy and Spam, and Pack and Carl Jr. have qualified in the second semi-final over Dofold and Glass, but they had a hard task there against Tank and Binks, so they could have been in the grand final as well. And yeah, I mean, the first place is going home with 260 euro, so 130 for each player, and 2 controllers, so Papu could grant himself a new controller. Yeah, because he has some issues here. He could do that, as we see Bren with a 113.54 in the warm-up. Great time for him. Scrappy jumping over the finish.
He's seen me. He's seen my warm-up.
Yeah, indeed. He's seen your warm-up. And now we have the first live round. We have 4 rounds on each track, 1 warm-up before that. And we have a point limit of 120 in cup mode. And every player has to, or each teammate has to pass the finalist mode. So he has to win 1 more round in finalist to be the victorious squad. So both of the players have to win here, as we see Papu dropping a little bit behind. And we also have Dofold and Glass. You can see the difference here. Glass and Dofold are super far behind already. Bran is in the lead over Spam. Then we have Papu and Carl. But what a close fight here for that first place. Going into the first third section here. Carl Jr., Spam and Bran are declaring the 10-pointer between them. But also Papu is in the mix. So what a great fight here. The former squad, the former team of the Zerator Cup is in the lead, but they're playing against each other now, as we've seen Papu making a mistake and also Spam. So this is between Bran and Carl Jr. for that first place. Bran with a good amount of speed, but Carl is lurking the shadow. The identity is remaining on this track. Bran with a good approach here, coming to the last part. Now the no grip is coming in. Carl Jr. with a more upside approach, so he has more speed, but Bran will remain in first, who is granting himself third place. It will be Glass actually. No, Dofold and Glass going hand in hand, third and fourth place. So great performance from Dofold and Glass there, and good time from Bran with a 113.48.
Once again, Bren is proving himself to be arguably the most solid player as a solo player in this tournament. But Dofold and Glass, the duo that is underdogs here, they are the duo that is closest together at least.
Yeah, indeed. 11 points for them, and also not the most amount of points here for Carl and Pack. As you can see, Pack has gotten last place in this round. Papu with 2 points in this round. So not a good start for them. Scrappy and Spam, 5th and 6th place, so 4 and 3 points respectively. And we will go into the next round here. Scrappy and Spam right now in 7th and 8th place, so this is grim news for them. Into the second round here, to the start, onto the dirt block here. It is Pack, however, after that last place. Now in first with a comfortable lead of 0.2 of a second to work with, but he has Papu in his neck. Pack with a wonky approach, so he lost a little bit of speed. And look at this Papu line. He comes closer and closer, and this could be a great fight here for that first place. It is Bran and Papu hand in hand, competing against Pack here in this section. But Pack with a good line there. Look at that. And also Bran can have a chance here. He comes closer. 1 car length, equivalent of 0.07 of a second between both of them. So the identities remaining, and Bran's identities looked very good, as Pack will stay ahead. But Bran with a little bit more speed. And also Glass, look at him. Glass was overtaking Papu in the ending. And also Pack. Oh my god. He stays ahead of Bran with 2,000 of a second. Holy moly. What
We know
the
this
hell?
ending. We know how good this ending is. Look at this. This is a proper map to start a grand final off at.
Yeah, 18 points for Bren. So Pack denying some points towards him, and he's now up to 3rd place, equal with Glast. And the worst do at the moment from the look is Spam and Scrappy, both only with 7 and 5 points. But of course, we only have played 2 rounds this far. Papu with a good start, but so did it Scrappy. But look at this Bren line. Very good amount of speed here from him. Scrappy also in the mix, but 0.02 of a second behind. Then we have Papu and Carl Jr. chasing them down. What a great fight here. What a great effort from all of the players. Glass and Doford are in 7th and 8th place at the moment. They can't keep up with the pace. So fun fact, all of those 6 players here, except of Doford and Glass, are TMGL players. So they are really showing why they are the creme de la creme. Doford, wonky approach for him. Let's focus on this battle for that 1st place. Nothing is set in stone here. That's a very close round. 5th place is 0.27 of a second behind, as we see Pack dropping a little bit further behind here. What a round. Pack still remains in the lead. Papu still remains in the lead behind Bren here, his teammate. But let's see this ending. What will happen here? It is Papu with a good section, but so did it Bren. And it will be Papu in 1st, and Carl Jr. snipes that 3rd place from Scrappy there. But great ending from Scrappy. And you can see, are you kidding me? What a round. 6 times under 114. Are you kidding me?
This is the grand final we
Oh my
wanted.
God.
What the level we have here. And it's already just map 1. Imagine once we get to finalist modes and situations like that.
Yeah, that was really fast, and the point limit is 120 this time around. And we are at the last round. We can see Doford with a mistake, and also Carl Jr. and Papu not having the best start here, but Carl Jr. has hit it a little bit too much. And Scrappy now in the lead with a comfortably of 0.1 of a second almost. But oh my god, what was this Pack line? What was this risk from the UK player? He is just pushing it. He wants that 10 points so bad. So Pack, the rocket, is coming back strong here. But not the best approach for him. But still remains in lead. 0.24 of a lead to work with. And then we have Scrappy and Spam in P2 and 3. Glass also wants to have a saying after only 12 points. But Spam and Scrappy are in dire need of some points. They're at 10 and 9 points respectively. But Scrappy again with a mistake in this section. So this is not looking good for the Belgian player here. And Pack looks like to dominate this one. And he's on such a good time. Look at this. But Spam is getting attacked by both Glass and Brand. So let's follow him here. Follow Brand for this ending. Goes for the super inside ending, and it will be actually Glast. Oh my god, Glast will be in 2nd place over Spam, and then we have Brand, but Pack with a 113.72 is saving the end a little bit, and he will clock in another good amount of points here, moving up to 24 points, and the 2nd place just ahead of his teammate Carl Jr.
What is this ending by Glass though? This is something to look after once we potentially can decide the whole tournament on this map.
Yeah, indeed. But would you have expected that we see actually Scrappy in last place at the moment?
No, Scrappy was like one I said was maybe looking the best at the day 1. Now he's not starting off the best, but it's still just 1 out of many maps. So he has time to catch up, and hopefully he will.
And now we have the Air France map coming up. So what can you say to that map? Who has qualified to the Air France tournament? It was definitely Spam who has qualified, but who else did it?
Was just out of these players was just Papu who finished 2nd at that tournament. So him and Spam are notable names to look after here.
Indeed, but the other players are putting in a lot of effort into that. You can see good warm-ups. Oh, as we see Pack with a mistake. I'm not sure if Carl Jr. has. I think he has not even trained for this competition, right?
Yeah, I don't think because the first prize was a flight to Canada, so he was like, why?
Yeah, true that. Yeah, so Coco was the victorious player here, if I remember correctly, ahead of Papu. But they had some technical difficulties, but that's another story. Okay. Warm-up has ended. Let's follow Doford here, who is in 7th place, holding hand in hand with Scrappy. So both with 12 points. Let's follow him. They still need to do some work here. Okay. As you see Doford a little bit further behind here in this section, 5th place, 0.1 of a second behind. But this is, of course, the start. Spam with that more inside approach. Papu, Pack in the lead. But this is so close to call. All the players have surpassed or have passed the start. As you can see here. Oh, Doford jumping so far to the right. Almost has come into touch with the barrier there. But that wasn't the case. Papu and Carl Jr. are in the lead right now. But look at this Doford speed. He is on 3rd place now and is contesting Bran and Pack here. Let's follow Pack for that last left-hander here as he's overtaking Scrappy and Bran in this section. But who will grant himself 1st place? It is Papu and Pack not with the best line. Papu in 1st and Carl Jr. just behind him. But a 73 for Papu and the 1st place. What a great time from him. And we see actually Glass not finishing here.
Oh, that's devastating. But Scrappy is still finding himself in last, and it's not like his duo partner is performing much better. Spam is just 1 point ahead of him. So at the moment, it's a battle between 2 duos, Bran and Papu, and Carl Jr. and Pack.
Yeah, look at it. It is Bran in 1st and also Papu. So the duo from the 1st semifinal is holding hands in 1st and 2nd place, but it is Carl Jr. and Pack not so far behind, and also Glass and Doford have not the worst amount of points with 20 and 18 points respectively. So they are not fully falling behind and are at 2-digit point numbers here. As we see Bran making a mistake, he is super far behind. He won't have a saying. He's in 8th place, but the battle for that 1st place, for that 2nd place is going on here as Papu is super far ahead. We have Carl Jr. in 2nd place and Spam in 3rd, so he's in really need of those points. So 6 points into the pocket of Spam here. As you see Papu dropping a point 62. Oh my god, what a great time. Scrappy just behind that, so this is good for the Spam and Scrappy squad. Or for the Spam and Scrappy duo. Pack in 5th place, Doford and Glass in 6th and 7th, and then Bran after that mistake in last.
Just to clarify something in chat, Massa is asking how this format works. Well, players are playing solo, they collect points individually, they have to finish in finalist mode individually. So let's say Carl Jr. wins clearly, he still has to wait for Pack to finish. So in the end, it's about who has the 2nd best duo partner and not overall who is the best duo. So, but at the moment it's close between Papu and Bran, so the duos are equally skilled.
Okay, so thank you for your explanation. So it's the format that we used to have in the Zerator Cup as well. And the pressure is kicking in when your final, when one of the persons have already won the finals mode. So then you have the mate has to win it then, the other mate. So if one player falls behind, it is not looking good. But look at this close round. Carl Jr. jumping too far to the right. Pack is actually in 1st with a 47.60. Bran with a 0.70 in 2nd. What a great round. We see 4 times under 0.8. Okay. What a great round there. Pack is showing that he is capable of doing such times here. 6 times there from all of the players. It is Spam getting 5th with a 0.85. Are you kidding me?
But still, it's the same 4 players at the top, even in this round, that is top 4 at the scoreboard. So if you look at the scoreboard now, between Pack and Spam, there is a gap of 14 points. So it's already starting to be like clear who is going to battle it out for the title.
Yeah, indeed. And you can see Papu and Bran, the duo partner, in 1st and 2nd. Then you have Carl Jr. and Pack in 3rd and 4th. So it's very clear. Currently, we are at the 2nd map so far, but this is looking very, very good for the top 4 for Papu, Bran, Carl Jr. and Pack. That they are the favorites for the 1st place, because as you've mentioned, 14 points between Pack and Spam is a lot to work with. But on the other hand, Pack is not having a good round here as he's finding himself behind Spam here. I mean, he is 0.3 behind, but Spam is granting himself some points in this round. Papu again with a 0.73, so not a close round this time around, but Papu again with a 10 pointer here. Great performance. Wow.
And once again, Scrappy's last 1 point. This is a rough start for him.
Indeed, this is a very rough start, and actually Scrappy drops down to P8. So the wanted duo is overtaking him, so this is grim news for Scrappy. But I assume that he will perform on the other maps a little bit better. So
let's hope so.
We have the Sparrows map coming up now. Look at that, we have Papu in the lead, followed up by his teammate, and then we have Carl Jr. already 6 points behind. And Pack is also very close towards Carl Jr. here with 1 point of a difference. Spam after that 3rd place, finding himself still in 5th place with 33 points. Okay, what can we expect on this map, Eirik?
Well, and I believe none of these players actually qualified in or actually played in non-France. But what to remember is that Carl Jr. actually qualified to that event, but he forfeited the slot. So he did well at the Squares Cup, but he decided just not to go into playoff that was later won by Gwen, who originally was knocked out in the quarterfinal. So a little bit of a mess in the sort of qualification for Squares Cup, but it's a good map, and so far it's been close on this GameWard Cup on this particular map.
Indeed. And wasn't it Carl Jr. who has practiced like 5 hours for this cup in general? I remember something like this in the back of my head. Something like that, and he played so good there. And yeah, right now he's sitting there at 47 points, ready to rumble. But also Glass and Dofold played very good here on this map, so don't count them out. I will follow Dofold here for the first round on the third map. Let's get it started here. Let's see what the Wanted duo can do here. They are behind Spam, but it is Scrappy who's in 8th place. So another good performance by them after multiple mistakes. But Dofold is 0.5 behind, and there's not a lot of speed here. So this is not looking too good for Dofold. On the other hand, Glass is fighting it out here for that first place. Only Pack is ahead of him. So this is good news for Glass. Only 14,000 staring those players apart. Pack with the mistake, and also Glass not with the best landing. So it's now Brand and Cow Jr. and also Papu in the mix, and Scrappy and Spam. What a close round here. 0.16 of a second between first and 5th place, and this will be all in this ending. This is close to call. Look at this Spam with the mistake. Brand, Carl Jr. or Papu. It will be Carl Jr. winning it over Papu, but what a great ending. 4,000s ahead of Bren. But yeah, it doesn't matter because they're teammates. But Papu setting a sign here that he's able to cope this ending in a good fashion. But Carl Jr. with another 0.1 time. Are you kidding me? What a great time.
This guy, he's the greatest of all time. But once again, it's one of the one from one of those duos that is always on top, no matter what map. This is the third map we're playing, but still it's the same players on the top. So maybe this is something that is going to be the story for this grand final, that in the end it was about 2 duos.
Yeah, indeed. It is about those 2 duos at the moment, but Pack only with 47 points, crumbling a bit and finding himself only in 7th place at the moment. And so this is not looking too good for him. And also falling apart here as Spam is overtaking him. But let's focus on this battle for that first place as Brandon falls a little bit behind, but still a good line for him, but touches there. Glass is in 3rd. Then we have Papu and Cow Jr. who are battling it out. Glass with a bad approach, so Pack will capitalize from that, but Papu will win this round with a 48.18. Great time from Papu over Carl Jr. Then we have Scrappy in 3rd. Pack eventually granting himself that 4th place, and Spam is just behind them.
Papu was proving why he was the player that collected the most amount of points alone yesterday. He collected 19,000 points. That was ahead of the Pack at 2nd place with 18,500. So a little gap there from Papu yesterday with collecting the most amount of points.
Yeah, he's 9 points ahead of Carl Jr. As you have quoted him as the greatest alive in Trackmania. But Papu is just showing that he put so much practice into those maps and into this whole game in general. In TMGL, he played outstandingly good as well. So he shows that he's capable to compete with the best player, Carl Jr. But who has made the mistake here? It is actually Scrappy again making the mistake, and this is very bad for Scrappy. Glass also a little bit further behind. Now we have the fight here between Carl Jr., Dofold, Pack, and Papu. And Pack really needs some points here. Carl Jr. again with a good ending, but look at Papu's line. No, he's risked it too much, and she will drop down to P6. Carl Jr. will win it, and then we have Dofold in. Oh my god, in 2nd place, Pack 3,000s behind him. What a close round, and almost yet another 0.1 from Carl Jr. But great performance from him here, moving closer and closer towards Papu.
But remember what this is all about. It's not about who is going to be the first one to finish the finalist mode. It's about who has a duo that is able to have the 2nd player finishing first. And it's close between Pack and Bren now. It's just 6 points between them. So this is going to go all down to the finalist mode.
Indeed. And we see on the other hand, Scrappy and Spam are super far behind already. Scrappy is 40 points away from Papu. And Glass also there with 33 points. But in this kind of final situation, everything can happen. We know that. We've seen it in the Racer Cup. We've seen it today already. Oh, I swam with a very low jump there, but he had to restabilize his car. So Glass and Bran are in the mix. And also we have Papu coming back strong. But Spam, what a great speed from him. This is for the second place. Glass drops down to P4. Bran is in second place, but what a first place. What a great ending from Papu there. Going to that second place, but who will grant himself the third place? It is Glass actually over Spam. Then we have Scrappy behind that, Default, Call, and Pack. So Call and Pack only with 2 and 1 point in this round. This is bad news for them. So it is Bran coming closer and closer towards Call, only 3 points behind him.
And more importantly, Bran is now having a gap down to Pack as the second best player in a duo.
That is true. It is 15 points of a gap. And now we will go to the Leon Esports map. Who will perform the best on this map?
Well, now you have the winner of the Leon Esports with Brand. You have the second place with Carl Jr. You have the fourth place with Spam, and then you have other players that didn't really train for this map, like Pack and Scrappy. But still, they have performed insanely good at this GameWard Duo Cup on this particular map. So this is gonna be an interesting map to follow.
Indeed, and I also want to stress out Scrappy here, who's very fast on this track. I think it's one of his best tracks here. We have coming up, you can see the map list here. We have coming up the Neon Drift after that, and then we will start with the rotation again, which will be Mini XXL and then the F1's map after that. Okay, but players are currently warming up. But I think that Scrappy and Spam will perform good on this track, and that Papu, Carl Jr., Bren, and Pack will have a hard time. But we have seen Pack, who has performed outstandingly good on this map, maybe wants to say something against that. And also Papu was very good here. So
I think Papu is the fastest one on this, just looking at the times and just looking at his skill set on dirt. So let's see, he has a golden chance to even get a bigger gap down to the others.
Yeah, and Papu could theoretically grant himself the finals mode here. He's at 85 points. That's also a thing that we can consider here. Okay, so we'll end now. What time will Papu clock in? Just a casual 109.40. Okay, have fun. Okay, what a great time by Papu in the warm-up. Okay, what a time, man. This will be a hard task to beat, because it was Pack and Carl Jr. who dropped the 0.5x, if I recall correctly, in their semifinal. But maybe Papu is pushing them even more as we go into the first live round just now. We have Pack with a good uphill, but so did it the other players. Papu with a mistake, and this is a rarely sign on this map. Papu drops down to P8 here. Not good for him. Scrappy, Call, Glass, and Pack is here top 4 now. And also Brandon in the mix. But who was that? It was actually Spam making the mistake. So bad news for the Dutch player, as he's at 51 points. So he really needs some points on this track. But Scrappy, his teammate, who's at 41 points, so 10 points behind Spam, is right now in this battle for that first place between Bran, Carl Jr. and him. But Scrappy with a good uphill, but so did it Carl Jr. Carl Jr. with more speed in this section. Good no jump for him. Oh, this looks so beautiful, and he has so much speed. Look at that. Let's follow Scrappy here, who drops down to P3, opts for that inside approach, and Bran will overtake him. It's between Carl Jr. and Bran, the former duo, and also Papu. Papu is a bit laggy here. So he was ahead, but all of a sudden it is Scrappy in first, because Carl Jr. has made a mistake, and Scrappy will not take over that first place. It's Bran with a gap of 0.04 of a second over the second place. But what happened to Carl Jr. there?
But more importantly, what happened to Pack? He crashed, so now the gap to Bran is even bigger. Is Pack gonna let his teammate Carl Jr. down here?
Oh no, this is not looking good. Carl Jr. and Pack dropping down to 3rd and 4th place. Papu and Bren are up to 89 and 84 and 1st and 2nd place for now. This is looking good for them, that they can clock in the first or the finals mode for the first time, or at first. Okay, into the next round we go. Let's follow Default at 47 points. Not the best start for him. 0.19 of a second behind the leader, who's right now Pack. So great start there from Pack in this round. As we see Spam not having the best start either. Also only in 7th place for him. So let's go a little bit further ahead as we see Papu finding himself in the battle for that 2nd place here. Pack, Carl Jr. and Bran are also here. But Peck does it really good. But oh my god, what a line from Papu. Oh my god, and Bren has made the mistake. And Papu now up into the lead. That was a godlike line there from Papu, from the French player. And he is now battling it out with Peck. And who has died there? It was Glass dying there. And now it's the top 3 between Peck and Carl Jr., who will grant himself the second and who the third place. It will be Papu in first with a 109.39. What a great time by Papu. What a great time. Oh, man.
But now Pack is stepping it up again, and Carl Jr. is also. So this is far from over. This is far, far from over.
Yeah, so the WR is a 0.1 here, if I recall it correctly. We have 99 points for Papu, and then 2 points behind Carl Jr. We have Bren, and Peck is still at 68 points, so 18 points between him and Bren. But Peck can make something happen here. As we've seen in the prior round, he has the pace, he can make it. And going to the next one, we have Glass and Dofold finding themselves in the last couple of positions. But look how close this is. This is 0.1 of a second between all of the players here. Oh, but who has made the mistake? It is actually Dofold with a mistake. So he leaves his teammate alone in this fight for the 10 points here. Peck and Carl Jr., however, are in the lead. Papu and Spam are a little bit further behind. And Bren and Glass is in place 5 and 6. But Spam dropping down here yet again. So we can see the battle for that first place between Peck and Carl Jr. and as well as Papu. But it is Peck extending his lead here in this section. So this looks good for him, that he can come closer towards Bren here, who's only sitting in third place here, quote unquote. And also Scrappy wants to have a saying here in this ending, but Scrappy with a mistake, no way! Just when I changed the camera, it's Scrappy being dead and Peck with a 109.34. What a great time by Peck in first. Papu just behind him, and then Bren in third, granting himself 6 points. Scrappy 1 point to his pocket, so he's able to finish. But Scrappy is crumbling like a Subway cookie. This is not good for him. Oh no, man.
But someone who's stepping up is Pack. Pack is just stepping up more and more now. So this is gonna come down. This is gonna come down to the finalist mode.
Yes, indeed. And we see Carl Jr. this time around bumping with the dirt. So he is 1 second behind roughly, because he didn't get the best speed here in this section. So he won't have a saying in this round. On the other hand, it's a triple tie here in the CP Live. Look at the top left between Peck, Bren, and Spam in this one. But Spam drops 0.1 of a second behind there. So still a good fight here between Peck, Bren, and also Scrappy, who has a lot of speed in this section, contesting that first place for now. Hopefully he won't make a mistake now. Oh, good approach there from Scrappy, but he made the mistake. Oh no, Scrappy with another mistake in this round. And that's what I was talking about beforehand, because Scrappy is a very risky player. And also Glass making the mistake. And now Peck again in first place. Peck on a roll here, and Bren is just behind him. Bren is behind him, and then we have Carl Jr. Dropping towards that 6th place. So Spam and Papu will certainly be very happy about that 6 and 5 points respectively. And Peck with a 44 will seal the deal and will go home with another 10-pointer and will move up to 88 points.
Now the next map, the Serra Cup map. What a map that can be. And you have the winners of that duo, Carl Jr. and Bren. You have a 2nd place in Pack. You have Papu, who finished 3rd there. You have Scrappy and Spam, who qualified into the semi-final. These are players that surely did well. And I think this is a favorite map for Dofold and Glass as well. So let's see. Are we going to have some DNFs here?
I think so, yes. Because this ending is very, very hard to do. And yeah, this map is loading so long for me. Look at that. I will just load in when the warm-up is at 2 seconds. I'll tell you. Okay, and warm-up is at 6 seconds. Oh, Monka W. Okay, so Scrappy is at 56 points. Oh, this is not looking good for him. And also Spam only with 66 points. So this is between Papu, Bren, and Carl Jr. and Peck. Papu needs at least a 2nd place to go up into the finalist mode. Bren needs 2 victories, and then we have Carl with 95 points, who's a little bit further away, as well as Peck with 88 points. But I'm interested to see who will do this ending here the best, because Scrappy is very fast on this map, if I recall correctly. as well he was on the other map. Maybe he can deny some points and come closer towards that finalist mode.
Yeah, and if I remember correct, was it Bren that had the fastest time we saw? Or at least on top of my memory, he had the fastest time that we saw.
Yeah, it was like 0.6, 43.6. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But man, everything can come down to this. So let's see.
Yeah, let's see. 45.70, not the fastest time here from him in the warm-up, but let's follow him nonetheless. Okay, let's follow Glass here, because those players are really stepped through because of their Zerator Cup performances. So they can make something happen here as well. Oh, but Glass not with a good nosedive there, so he finds himself 0.4 behind. The flip is remain. Now Scrappy with a mistake. Oh, there was a wonky flip for him, and now it's between Spam and Papu for that first place. Also, Dolford is in the mix, and Bren. Glass with a risk here, but bad flip there from Scrappy, and it's now Bren and Dolford, and also Glass with a lot of speed. So the Wanted squad, I was talking about that beforehand, are battling it out here for that first place. Bren with a mistake, and Glass in first. What is this round? And Glass is able to finish. No! He's not able to finish. He bonged into the finish, and Dolford, his mate, got him. But this would have been such a dream scenario for them and a good comeback. But nonetheless, they have been able to clock in 14 points into their pocket.
And pack DNF, the first DNF of this map.
Yeah, first DNF. Guys, keep it counting in the chat. We have the first DNF from Pack. And yeah, this could maybe be the deal or the break point here, because Papu is one finish or 7th place at least away of granting himself the finalist mode. Then we have Bren and Carl who are tied, and Peck, after not finishing, still remains at 88 points. Not looking too good for him here again, as he finds himself 1 second behind. Also Papu with a mistake, so Papu could potentially be left over with a face slap, but I think there will be someone who will fail the ending, as we see Carl Jr. with a lead of 0.3 of a second over Bren. Oh, looking good for Carl Jr. here, as he's approaching this bumper section at first, and he will clock in at 44.39, and we see Peck and Papu finishing, and yeah, Papu up to finalist mode, because he has capitalized from that mistake from Scrappy there. So Papu,
yeah, he gets the 2 points he needs. That's 300 IQ.
So Scrappy only with 1 point in this round yet again. Carl Jr. won 13 points, Bren won 11, and then Peck is 20 points away from Bren here, and also 22 points away from his teammate. And Papu, let's see if he can use his first finalist attempt. He didn't have the best round on the prior round, as he only granted himself the sufficient points for the finalist mode. Peck, Scrappy, and Bren. Bren with a good flip. Look at his speed. Overtakes Scrappy and Peck there. And also Carl Jr. is in the mix, but it's between Scrappy and Bren for the first win. But look at the risk from Papu. But he is dead. We won't see our first winner here, as we see Bren, Scrappy, and Carl Jr. with a lot of speed compared to what's Peck. Bren is in first, and Bren could move up into the finalist mode as well as Carl Jr. if he's granting himself the second place. But Scrappy will snipe it, and Carl Jr. with a slap in the face. Bren in finalist, and we see Papu and Bren in finalist now. Scrappy with 8 points. He will be certainly very happy about that. And we see our second DNF. Yeah, we see our second DNF.
Now, the 2 finalists are from the same duo. They can now close it out. In 2 rounds, they can close it out now.
Indeed. We see 2 finalists. Bren and Papu, the duo. Carl Jr. 119 points. Peck at 95 points. But we can see Dolford actually, who has made a mistake. And also Peck! This is bad news for Peck, because he's really in need of some points. But maybe his teammate Carl Jr. with 119 points has got him. But we see Scrappy in first. Great performance from him. And also Papu. Papu can full risk this Zeppelin part, and he will do so. Look at the risk from Papu. Are you kidding me? Bren is dead, and it's now Scrappy's turn to deny Papu the victory here. Let's follow Scrappy for that last jump. Papu with the super low jump, but Scrappy with more speed, and Scrappy will know. It is Papu who will be the first winner here with a 44.05, and Scrappy was still able to finish, but great time there from Papu, who is the first winner, but he still needs his teammate Bren to win 1 more round. But yeah, you were talking about that, 2 more rounds.
They could close it out already in a 1-2, but let's see here if Bren is gonna perform like his teammate and finish it off. Papu got the most points collected on day 1, and now he's the first player to finish his job in the grand final. So solid player there for the French player from Gamers Origin.
Indeed. And we have this map, Mini XXL, which was the first map. Okay, I'm interested to see if Pack and Spam and Scrappy can keep it up. But look at Dofold, he's at 5th place, tied with Spam. So he is having a saying here as well as we play towards that 3rd place as well. Because everyone will go home with some money in this grand final. The 1st place will grant themselves 260 euro. 2nd place will go home with 140 euro. So you have to divide this by 2. 3rd 80 euro and 4th place. 4th to the place with 20 euro into the pocket. So a little bit of a solace there for that last place. Still some money that players will add up to their bank accounts here. Oi, oi, oi. So Papu's out. He can relax. And now the pressure is on Bren.
But now Papu can maybe coach Bren a little bit, do some shot calling, even though they probably have Aurel and Coco, I believe, helping them out.
Yep.
But you can motivate your teammates so when you don't have to focus yourself. We saw Spam, I believe, doing it with Roland in the Zelati Chapmania Cup. That can be really helpful. So all eyes on Bren now, and I think he will close it out.
Indeed, 113.81. This is winning material. A sub 0.14 I would consider as a good time. This ending, everything can and will happen there. And we will go into the first live round just now. Oi, 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 oi. So Carl Jr. also finalist, so consider that. But his teammate is at 98 points. So Pack still needs 22 points to clinch in the finalist mode. Okay. First mistake, first small mistake by Dofold there, 0.2 behind. And this could be the winning round for both Papu and Bren, as Bren has a good start. But look at Scrappy, Scrappy in the lead for now. Pack and Spam also here in the mix. So we have top 5 TMGL lead for now. Glass and Dofold can't stand a chance in this round. They are 0.2, 0.3 behind Scrappy at the moment, but Glass coming closer here as Pack is in the lead, and also Scram and Scrappy. This is such a close fight here for that first plate. The identity will decide it unless a player will make a mistake here. Oh, we see Scrappy with the wrist, Scrappy with more speed, and also Spam is there in the race. And we've seen actually Bren, who is right now in 5th place, overtaking Pack. And also Carl Jr. is here. So what a close round are we witnessing here. Oh. This will be all in the ending. Scrappy with that inside approach, but Bren is risking it. Carl Jr. with more speed as well as Spam. Oh my god, the identity will decide it. Bren with a good approach, but Scrappy did it good as well. But it will be Carl Jr. who will win this round over Bren. Oh no, so Carl Jr. winning it. And Pack is now the one to grant himself the finest mode if he grants himself 17 more points. But what a great ending there from Carl Jr. with a 113.52. It wasn't quite enough for Bren. Scrappy in 3rd place and Pack in 4th. What a match.
All pressure on Bren and Pack now. Their teammate has done the job. Now it's left to them if they want the trophy or if they don't want it.
So, and Pack is also now being pressurized because he knows his teammate has won, and there's Bren in finals mode, but Pack with a good start. Look at this speed from Pack. Are you kidding me? What was this godlike slide there from him? Oh my god, he's 0.07 ahead of Scrappy. And then we have Bren in 3rd place, but also Spam is here in the mix. What a great slide there from Pack. So he needs 2 victories, or 1 2nd and 1st place to go into the finalist mode. And right now it is looking good, but he's getting attacked from Scrappy and Spam. But Bren is lurking here, 0.24 behind, no mistakes in this turn. Oh my god, Scrappy goes super close, and Bren also with a lot of speed compared to what Spam. Good jump there from him, or good section, good drift there from him. And Scrappy still is in the lead, 0.24. And Scrappy could deny him. Bren is dead. We won't see a winner this round, as we see Scrappy in 1st place, Pack in 2nd, and Spam in 3rd. But oh my god, okay, no, it will be actually Scrappy with more speed, but Spam will actually overtake Pack here. So 18 points for Scrappy and Spam. Great job there from him. Pack up to 109 points, and this was really important that Spam has overtaken Pack there in the ending. That was really important.
If Pack now wins, he got 119 points, so still Bren has 1 more attempt then.
Indeed, and this was a good round for Spam and Scrappy. Indeed, we have 92 points for Spam now, so he comes closer and closer. And also, Scrappy is at 89 points, so despite he has made a lot of mistakes, just speaking about mistakes, it's Glass making a mistake, he is in the mix here. So Spam and Bran in first, but look at this pack line again. Good speed, but Spam got it a little bit better here. So Spam on his way to deny yet again some valuable points and the victory towards Bran and Papu, but Spam falling a bit behind. But also Bran is in the mix, but too far behind. 0.2 of a second behind Pack and Spam. So Pack can't get finalist this round because he's at 109 points. And the first place would put him up to the face step towards that 119 points. Good speed from Bran goes over to that second place. Spam is the one to deny, and Bran with more speed. 1 car length between Spam and Bran going to the last tech section. And then we have this identity being left over in the ending, but Bran going up into the lead. Are you kidding me? What a line from the solo replayer. He has more speed and the identity will decide it here. Let's follow Spam here for this last identity. Bran with more speed and Bran will take it. Bran will win alongside with Papu. GG. What a great ending.
GG, well deserved to the French duo for winning this. There was a really deserved win.
Oh man, what a great performance there from Bran in the ending. So, Bran and Papu are through. Carl Jr., of course, out. And then his teammate at 115 points. He needs a third place at least to go up into the finalist mode. What a great performance from both Bran and Papu. Spam 100 points, so he's 2 victories away of the finalist mode. So Scrappy and Spam could also have a saying here for that second place. Okay. Scrappy looking strong here, 0.25 of a gap. And look at this, Glass and Dofold are a little bit further behind. And you can see the player density just has changed. We only have 5 players still on the road. As you can see, it is not too much going on here. Only this battle here for that second place. Scrappy has a lead of 0.3 of a second. And yeah, what is going on there in the chat? I don't know. But yeah, Scrappy still holding strong the lead. But Pack coming closer though. He wants to deny some points towards Scrappy maybe. Pack risking it, but he only needs a third place, so he should take it safe because Scrappy is super far away from the finalist mode. And Pack has at least 2 attempts alone. Scrappy with a good ending. Look at this, and he will clock in a good time. Look at this, a 113 will it be? 113.72 for him. Spam actually in second. So another 18 points for Scrappy and Spam, and Pack going up into finalist mode.
Now, will they close it out, or will there be some comeback from Spam and Scrappy? I believe Pack is going to close it out, but let's see. Crazier things have happened in Trackmania.
Indeed, everything can happen here as we go to the next map, which will be Air France from Voucher. Don't miss your flight and don't miss your finalist attempt. Pack. Haha.
But like I was saying to Scotty yesterday, doesn't it feel good to be back at the airport? Now you cannot travel, but this is the closest thing you get to like being at the airport, feeling like you're supposed to travel.
Yeah, indeed. This feels good. So Bangkok 2021.
Hello. Delete that joke. I will delete you, Bergie.
Oh, oi, oi, oi. So players are warming up before the live round. Pack with a good... Oh, this looked very good from Pack. And guys, I will eat a steak after that. Because my mom is cooking right now. And the smell... Oh my god, the smell is so good. But let's go back to the cast here as Dofold. Dofold is in first. 0.05. But yeah, it's only the warm-up, so... Dofold with the bug slide on the on the ice part. So it is Spam winning the warm-up, but not with a very good time here. Oof. So Glass and Dofold right now in 7th and 8th place. You think that they have a saying, that they are having a saying here or not?
They can have a saying for 3rd place, but I would be insanely surprised if they are both able to catch up to Pack. Then Pack needs to crumble.
Indeed, but Pack now up to his first finalist attempt. Let's follow him. He could be the victorious player and could go home with some prize money. Yeah, some spicy prize money. 140 euro for for Pack and Carl Jr. for that second place. So divided by 2 and you have 70 euro. So still a good amount of money. And look at Pack, he is in first place right now. Spam is 0.14 behind. Let's follow Spam here. The Dutch player, can he make something happen? He needs to risk the end or needs to rely on a mistake. Spam is pushing it, but it is not quite enough. Pack has a lot of speed, and this could be the GG for that second place. Pack not with the best amount of speed though, but only one jump into the finish is remaining for him. And this looks like the second place for Pack and his teammate Carl Jr. GG.
GG, and also really deserved the second place for the biggest favorite heading into this competition with Pack and Carl Jr. But still nice to see them taking second place here.
Yeah, great performance there in the ending. Not the fastest time though, but still he was able to stay ahead of the players. And now we will battle it out for that third place. We have Spam and Scrappy at 160 and 109 points respectively. Dofol and Glass are super far behind, but now the players will at least add 5 points to their account, because we only have 4 more players left. As you can see, it was a very, very clear for the first and second place, clear grand final. Okay, but Scrappy with a good amount of speed. Look at that. Look at that, Scrappy with a good amount of speed. And also Spam is here in the mix. Spam will, of course, will surely go into the finals mode. He just has to finish. But Glass also wants to have a saying here, because he's only at 85 points. Scrappy up to the face lap, 119 points. And Glass in second, Spam in third. And Spam now up to finals mode, as Dofol only grants himself 5 points up to 107. So no finals attempt for him in the next round. And let's follow Spam here for that first round.
I think once this round is over, once this final is over, I think Scrappy is going to be the guy who's most disappointed about his performance. But let's see if they can actually claim this podium place. All eyes on Spam now. Yeah,
let's keep our eyes on Spam here, as Scrappy is right now in the lead. He can deny some points towards Dofol, but again, the Scrappy making a mistake. But Spam, the teammate, has got him, and Scrappy just has to finish. But this could put pressure onto Scrappy, but because then you have 2v1, you have a 2v1 situation, 2 wanted player against Scrappy, maybe. But it's looking good for Spam to use his first finals attempt here to his advantage. Looking good. A lot of speed, 0.3 of an advantage to work with, and this looks like Spam will be the winner here, but he of course needs to rely on his teammate, who's also able to finish. So Spam up to the winner podium, and he can see the match now from the spectator point of view. GG towards Spam using the first finals attempt.
I'm always impressed by what Spam is able to do once we get into later stages like now. He was performing worse than his teammate Scrappy by far yesterday, but now he steps up and even beats his teammate in the grand final. So Spam is proving once again that his experience and his level and mentality is good once it comes to the last and most important match of the tournament.
Indeed. I can just agree to that. It was the same as in the semi-final. But now we have Scrappy up to finals mode. So can they make it happen? Can they go home with 80 euro here? Or will it be the wanted squad or the wanted team here, the wanted duo, who can deny him the victory? Right now it is looking good because Glass is in first, but Glass with a mistake, and Scrappy is all of a sudden in first. So Glass is choking and Dofol is too far behind. This is 0.4. So Scrappy only has to deal with the ending here, and this is the GG. Third place for Scrappy and Spam, unless Scrappy will mess up the ending. No, it doesn't look like this, so Scrappy will use his first finals attempt as well. And there you have it. Scrappy
GG.
and Spam in third. GG.
So somewhat expected results there. I had predicted that Bren and Papu would win it in front of Carl Jr. and Pack and Spam and Scrappy. So I'm somewhat happy with my own role here. So I was not just being useless in the background while you carried this cast all by yourself. At least my predictions were on point for this.